Hello and welcome back. So just a little housekeeping before the match. There are timestamps so you can skip ahead if you want to. But last video I made it and I was really dreading to post it because it was kind of embarrassing to do that many mistakes. But yeah, I posted it and the response were really good. A lot of positive comments, so thank you. That was the first time I posted that video and I had this like bad feeling in my chest, like, oh, this is bad. So yeah, it's really heartwarming with all the good comments. Let's see how I'll do it in this one. But I think it's important, and in this time, in this social media time, everyone is just posting this perfect picture of themselves. And I think it's like in human nature, you want to be liked, you want to show that you're good at the stuff you're doing. So you try to only post pictures where you look good and post videos where you look smart. But I think it's good to show both sides. We all have bad days, we have good days, and some selfies are bad and some are good. So yeah, thanks for sticking by, that's great. So that was my little talk. Now let's take a look at some decks. And let us just quickly show my deck here. The Kalle curve, all the restricted cards and some good mid-range creatures. So I did a Deckteck earlier, so check that out if you want to hear me talk some more about it. And here is my opponent's deck. Player name is Jacob. And Counterburn. I love Counterburn. You probably know that. Okay, so this is another build. It's not splashing black for the Mind Twist and the Demonic Tutor. He played with 4 Moxen. There are 2 main deck Red Elemental Blast, 4 counter spells, with only 10 blue sources plus Lotus, so not that many blue sources for that heavy blue build. So that's my thoughts about it, but looks cool. I'll try to make these shorts, but when I see a Counterburn decklist that has some choices that I don't have, I could talk about this for half an hour. But let's go to the match, shall we? Game number 1. Let's see. Ooh, I see a Time Twister, Ancestral, Sarah Angel, Disenchant. Yeah, this is a keep. So this is a mulligan. So I mulligan away my Time Twister. Since I have an Ancestral, I don't think I need it. That's an Ancestral. Ooh, and that's a Library. So a good start here. I have 6 cards. A Flying Man from Jacob. There's a Factory. So now I have 6 cards, so I can't play any more spells this turn. But now I'll draw my 7th card. So now I can use my library to draw card number 8. So now I can play 2 cards from my hand. That will put me down to 6, and then I will draw my 7th card next turn. Okay, so I cast a Disenchant on his Mox. That's a play I normally don't do, but since I'm drawing 2 cards each turn, I think it's okay to do all those 1-for-1 trade. He casts a Psionic Blast and attack me for 1, so I'm down to 14. This is a game I should win, but yeah, gotta try to preserve my life here. So how many cards so there's 8 cards in my hand. I could play a Soul Ring into a Suchi, for example. Yep, and there he is. And there's a counter spell from Jacob. But he can only attack for 1 each turn. There's a factory from Jacob. I have 6 cards. So when you have an active library, you should always count your hand. So that's 7 and up to 8. And when you play a land or something, you should count down to 7 again. So I have a regrowth in my hand, but no green mana. Other than that, yeah, I'm missing the second white, so I can't cast the Serra Angel, so that's kind of annoying. There are 2 Serra Angels. They are really great in this match. Ooh. A lightning bolt, so I'm down to 10. I have a Psionic Blast, but I hate to use it on a 1/1 flyer. And that is why those 1/1 flyers are so good, because people hate to use their removals on them, and they do a ton of damage. Oh, a Time Twister. That's really good for him. So I'm missing black for my demonic, I'm missing green for my regrowth, I'm missing 2 white for my Serra Angel. So a really clunky game. So here looks like I'm going to cast a Psionic Blast on the Flying Man, I hope. Yeah, so that's really strange, having all those cards and, and don't have the right mana to cast them. But that's the way with this deck. It's a really greedy mana base, so sometimes the deck will fire on all cylinders, and sometimes you're missing the double white for the Serra Angel, and you're missing black for the demonic and green for the regrowth. But that's what you get for being greedy. But yeah, and here's my new hand, and a bunch of City of Brass. A copy artifact and a counter spell, and the rest is land. So that's a terrible 7-card hand against an Counterburn player. There is a Black Lotus. Let's see. If he play a Black Lotus and doesn't use it right away, that often means that he has a counter spell in his hand, since he is tapped out otherwise. Let's see what we can draw here. More mana. So now I have 8 cards. Draw with a library again. That's a sword, that's a good card. So yeah, a factory attack, and I pump it for 1. Puts Jacob down to 15. I'm at 7. So I gotta do some damage here. So with the Fellow Stone, I have a double blue, and there I use the Strip Mine. I think I was supposed to use it in this upkeep, but I think it did draw card, so technically I used it in his draw phase. And he cracks the Lotus, plays a Soul Ring, play a Serendefret, and here I have a counter spell, but not using it, and there's a Time Walk. Yeah, so I think I didn't use... Oh, and there's a main deck Red Blast. Oh, that was a blowout. I think my plan here was to use the sword on the Serendib. But when he cast a Time Walk, I felt I had to use my counter spell. Because now he got a hit in, and I'm down to 4. And we are in danger territory, and more lands. Using a sword to plowshare on the Surrender effort. And there's a mana drain. Okay, so the mana drain is tapped. I attack with 2 factories, and I cast a copy artifact and make a copy of a factory. I'm on really thin ice here. I have 4 lands in my hand. He can attack for 3, put me down to 1. So let's see here. And there's a fireball. Okay, so let's talk sideboarding. So he's playing Counterburn. So when you get my sideboard here, I have 2 blue blast and 2 red blast. I want those. There's a 4th disenchant in my sideboard. I want that one against Blood Moon. So what to cut? I like to cut those draw 7s against most 12 bolt decks. They're not great there. Of course it's great when you have those, like a land mox start with a land mox draw 7, but other than that they're not that great in this matchup. I'll cut my 2 counter spells, and I cut 1 copy artifact, and let's go with that. So game number 2. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's interesting. 2 red blast, 1 blue blast, a chaos orb, mox jet, city of brass. It's a kind of a strange hand, but I think this is a keep. I can trade 1 for 1 with all those red and blue blasts. And I have the chaos orb for whatever threat. For example, a library. So in round 2 I missed with my chaos orb, and now I really need to hit on this one. Come on. Oh, so barely a hit. Okay, things are getting better, but I did tap my city of brass there, so I'm on. Yeah, I forgot another damage. From what I remember, round 2 was the worst round, but hopefully there aren't that many mistakes here, but I should have been on 19 here. That's a black wise, but I have 4 cards in my hand. 2 red and 1 blue blast. So that's a chain lightning. Will I use my blue blast on that one? Yeah. Of course it's tempting to just keep it for a blood moon or something, but then again, yeah, I think maybe I should have done that. But the black wise also can be a factor here. Okay, so I take damage from City of Brass. It's very good. Attack for 2. So yeah, I still keep up the red blast. So he's tapping 3 mana. And energy flux. So there is a time walk in my hand. he's tapped out, so I could go for the attack and then cast Time Walk. But I just passed the turn. Oh, okay, but I have a disenchant in my hand, so when the Blood Moon is on the stack, I can tap a City of Brass for a white, and when the Blood Moon resolves, I can disenchant it. And the Blood Moon is still on the table. What do you know? So I cast a Time Walk. Copy artifact doesn't do that much. I could make a fellow stone, but yeah, let's just keep it. A Wheel of Fortune. Can't use my Red Blast on that one, so yeah, let's spin the Wheel of Fate. Oh, Soul Ring. Balance, Serra Angel, Suchi, and 2 lands. That's a keep. Yeah, so now I take damage from Blackwise. Yeah, that's one of the things I love with Blackwise. They're really great late game when you have some draw 7 effects. Or I wouldn't say great, but they're useful. And here's a Serra Angel. So that's 5 mana there. 6 mana actually. Okay, and end of turn Ancestral Recall. Very good. So now my Jacob has 6 mana. I have 5 cards. But there is a Lightning Bolt that I can use. A Time Walk. It's always scary. So much burn in the Jacob's deck. And, there's a Psionic Blast. Puts me down to 8. Ooh, and a Lightning Bolt puts me down to 5. And there's the new turn. Okay, so it doesn't look like I'm dead since it's doing some thinking. Ooh. A Blood Moon. And an Energy Flux. Okay, so now I have to pay 2 mana for each artifact I want to keep. There's an end of turn, a Lightning Bolt. And I use a City of Brass, but there's a Blood Moon in play. And now it's upkeep, and I have to pay 2 for each artifact. No! Oh no, please. Oh, and I have a Fireball, but I don't have all those artifacts mana. So I only have 4 lands, so that's 3 damage, and he's on 5. So here is... yeah, I should have lost that, and Jacob had a Fireball. And hi, this is me, after recording. I could actually cast a Fireball for a 5, because I could have used my 2 Moxes to pay for the Soul Ring, and sacrifice my Fellow Stone, and then I would have 6 mana to cast a Fireball for 5. So... I actually won game 2, so that's nice. So let's get back to the video. So I would have been dead next turn. So it's 1-1, but Jacob should have won if we remembered the Energy Flux. Here's my opening hand. Looks okay. This is a mulligan hand, so I need to put one card down. So here I'm thinking about the Mind Twist or the Copy Artifact. I don't have black mana, but then again I have a lot of mana accelerations, so I think it's okay. And I don't have a good target for my Copy Artifact. And if I have... There's a really high upside to keeping the Mind Twist. If I draw Black Source, I have Mox and Soul Ring. I can do a huge Mind Twist really early, and that could just win me the game. Okay, so we both have a Factory and a Mox Sapphire, but I have a Soul Ring. There's a Serra Angel and a Plains. So here I could have gone for the Plains instead of the Factory, because if I draw a white mana source I could cast an Angel next turn, but since I played the Factory I can't do that. And we need to update our life total. So Jacob attacks for 2 with his Factory. Would have been great with a black mana here. So I guess I'm thinking about the Strip Mine versus Plains. So if I'm playing my Strip Mine, I think I should use it right away and not letting him untap with an extra land. So of course it is tempting to cut him off red, but looks like I'm going for the Factory, and then I swing in for 2. So since I shouldn't have won game 2, let's hope Jacob can take this one down. Psionic Blast on my Factory. Better him than me. And he just passed the turn. Once again, I have 5 mana and I'm lacking double white. No, I'm lacking red. So I have 5 cards in my hand and I don't have mana to cast any of them. And now there's 6 cards and I don't have a double blue, I don't have a double white, I don't have red, I don't have black. Ooh, Energy Flux. That will be bad. Let's hope I remember the Energy Flux this time. So I'm tapping my Soul Ring for 2 to pay for the Mox. So I will have that for 1 round. Ooh, and there's some Tundra. Now if Jacob could cast something big here, I could use my mana drain and then have perhaps cast a Serra Angel. But he knows that that Mox is going, so he's too clever. Second Tundra. Interesting, so he's playing his second Mox. So okay, I can play a Mox as well. What are you up to? And there's a Red Blast on the Energy Flux. I have a mana drain in my hand. And only 4 mana. Now I have... And here there's a Psionic Blast. I think I should have used my mana drain here. because then I could have cast Sarah Angel. Or perhaps an end of turn, that could be a bit dangerous, but perhaps countering like this chain lightning. And that wasn't a 5th mana source. Okay, let's cast a disenchant, and he cast counterspell on that. So I think I should let that counterspell resolve. Once again, he just passed the turn. Now I think I need to discard. I don't have red mana. I don't have 5 mana for those. I have 3 Sarah Angels. And that's end of turn lightning bolt. Puts me down to 8. 4 mana. And it's so dangerous to cast something here, but I think I was a bit tilted here. That finally a spell I could cast, and then immediately mana drain. And now I'm tapped out against a Counterburn deck. I'm at 8 life. Jacob is doing some counting. He only have 4 mana. 2 blue, 2 red. Okay, yeah, he has a mana drain mana. So that's 4. That's 7. And a fireball for 1. Alright, GG. Okay, so Jacob won 2-1. And it should have been a 2-0, but we both forgot energy flux in game 2. And I casted a huge fireball that wouldn't have been lethal if I didn't have my mana rocks. So yeah, another, yeah, it wasn't that embarrassing, but it would have been pretty bad if I won game 3, because yeah, you do get that. Okay, so some more mistakes. Why was this tournament so bad? First of all, I hadn't played on camera for almost a half a year. And I had this hand camera, so I really felt like I was using like half of my brain capacity just to hold the hand in this specific way. So I was like looking at the camera if my hand was centered, and I felt like all my attention went to that. And when I was going to cast my spells and do all that, I felt like I couldn't think. So, but I've done some more hand cams at home, so I do like the idea. I think it's cool. So if you like the hand cam and would like to see that in the future, you're welcome to tell me that in the comments below. So, but I'll do some training and I'll get better at it. So things will pick up, okay? So that was this week's video. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't, and make a comment. That's the best part. I love to hear from you guys. So until next time, goodbye.